I also want you to notice that whereas with a semi-automatic you load with your weak hand, with a revolver you need to load with your strong hand. The reason why is a semi-automatic, you got that one big hole, that big tapered magazine well. Uh, Not a tough thing to do. With a revolver, you have a bunch of small little holes. You need your most dexterous hand to load those chambers. Okay. You'll notice how I'm holding it. That way, I can roll it as I need. If I need to roll it, I can also, when I get ready to shoot, the grip is presented to me just like I'm ready to fire. So that anywhere in the loading process, should I need to stop, grip the gun, and I roll it into place with these fingers, okay? And then I can fire. Then I can go back to loading. And you can also, if you'll just partly kick up your ejector rod, it'll leave those fired cases sticking out where the loaded ones will fall back in, you see? So, you need to get used to, even if you're using or maybe especially if you're using a speed loader, you need to carry your speed loaders on your strong side where your gun is, because you want your most dexterous hand to do the loading of a revolver. It's a fine motor skill, to be quite honest with you. So load it up. Let me see if I'm going to aim out here. I want you to notice that when I fire, I'm keeping both eyes open, okay? Now, am I looking down the sight rail? Absolutely, I'm looking down the sight rail, or the sight plane. Even though I've got both eyes open, I'm looking with my dominant eye, okay? That's what I'm sighting with. So, had a lot of talk here lately about dominant eyes and how much of a difference it makes. You know, you're in a situation where you have to shoot to save your life. You're going to have tunnel vision anyway. So it's going to be restricting your field of vision, your field of view. Why, for heaven's sake, would you close one eye? It's going to restrict it even more. Okay. So learn to keep both those eyes open. I'm shooting at a plate about 30 yards away, so let me see. Alright. Yeah, I'm hitting it. At least most of the time. So, notice how every time when I go to load, I'm just used to doing that. Now let me show you, if you were a right-hander, when you get done firing, depress with your firing thumb, roll the cylinder out, and this is the way I hold it for a right-hander. Then you load each chamber. And like I say, if you should need it in the middle of the loading process, the grip is presented. I roll and twist with this finger, and there I'm ready to go, okay? Now I didn't load it all the way, so I'm going to have a few chambers to go. I didn't even spin it so that the chambers would fall under the firing pin. Because if I'm in a hurry, I don't care. I just squeeze the trigger till it fires, right? Now, of course, if I wanted to take my time and to line it up, I know that Rugers, Smith & Wessons, and Tauruses, their double-action revolvers all go counterclockwise. Colts go clockwise. And you can really tell by the way the arrow points on here as to what way the cylinder is going to roll. That's one of the things I thought everybody knew, but evidently everybody doesn't know that. So, oh, you want to see me shoot? We can. don't you? All right, I'll get over here so you can see. I'm keeping my eyes open. All right, so if you are a right-hander and you go to kick your empties out, remember you always grip this gun the same way. Okay. Bang! You create muscle memory when you do this. Guess what? You create muscle memory every time you do it wrong too. So keep it. Be consistent in the way you do things, and if you are consistent, that's when you get to the point where you will get to what we call you'll become unconsciously competent at doing a thing. Unfortunately, most people have created muscle memory doing exactly the wrong thing, and then that has to be unlearned and it has to be reprogrammed. I would rather get a student that has that knows absolutely nothing than to get somebody who's been doing it wrong all their life. Much easier to teach somebody starting from ground zero than overcoming all the training scars that they've managed to create in themselves over a lifetime of doing it wrong. So remember, I got 8 shots.